Welcome to Trador's tutorial number 5, which includes working with the seek engines. We've seen how to shift positions either manually or with Trador's advanced tools, such as the strategy wizard, templates, and so on. But shifting the inventory is far more complicated since it's static and was executed at a certain index that matched the position at the time. But after a few days, the market has moved away from inventory position, and it needs either to be maintained or simply to be closed with a loss. Trador's seek engines are innovative, unique, and powerful algorithms that seek among millions of different mathematical variations for goals defined by the user, both to open any new position and, most importantly, to calculate any existing inventory position. Plus, the additional executions to come will shift and improve the original inventory position towards the market's current index. Trador has 8 powerful seek engines for any defined goal and angle. We'll start with the first one, the expiry engine, which is aimed to find solutions for the expiration day with profit and loss exposure definitions. Defining goals is done on the upper right profit-loss table. On its right column, profit-loss floor. The point is to define a money amount floor for the seek engine so that any position variation, which profit-loss is equal or above the floor, will be displayed as a good solution. This way, defining a floor for earnings is of course possible, but also defining a floor for maximum loss exposure, which is done by defining a minus amount. Now, I want to start a position and have no idea about the market's direction, so to be on the safe side, I'll define positive floors around the current index. I'll type positive at index 230 and index 242. And I'll type the amount $1 at index 218, which is $1 floor, and is the same as positive. Now I have a concern about the market dropping. So to be safe, I'll define a maximum loss exposure of minus $5,000 floor at index 193. That's it. I don't want too many definitions, since I want to see first what solutions are found, and only after that, I'll focus my floors with more accurate definitions. I'll activate the seek engine. Notice the seek pie that shows the remaining percentage to seek. It starts at 100%, which indicates millions of mathematical variations to be seeked, and goes down to 0. The engine has seeked 10%, and there is 90% more to seek. The reason the engine stopped is the seek range menu is 10% defined and can be changed at will. A solution list is displayed only if solutions were found, as in this case, 5 solutions were found, and Trador is focused on the first one, displaying its position on the simulations table. Solutions are margins expectancy sorted on the list, which means that the least risky solution will be displayed first, and only after that comes the profits amount. Let's take a look at our definitions and see that on index 242, where the floor defined is positive, the profit is above $1. Same thing at index 230 and index 218. And at index 193, the profit is above the minus $5,000 floor, as defined. Focusing on the second solution shows another position, and so does the third, and they all match all floor definitions. Let's analyze this third solution. We can see that it's okay, and I profit when the market drops. But if the market goes up to around index 273, we'll have a substantial loss of almost minus $44,000. So to prevent it, I'll add a floor definition of a maximum loss exposure of minus $7,000. and I'll change the floor at index 230 to a minimum profit of $2,000. Since new definitions were added, I'll initialize the seek engine to start again from scratch by clicking the Initialize button and activating the seek engine again. Trador displays the solution list with 4 solutions found. Notice the loss at index 273, that is above minus $7,000, and also the profit at index 230, that is above $2,000 as defined. We can also switch to bid-ask mode and activate the seek engine, so it will try to find solutions that buy options with the ask market price and sell options with the bid market price. And again, initialize the seek engines to start from scratch and activate the engine. Remember to fill in the floor definition with index gaps at first, and only if solutions were found. Add more accurate floor definitions as amounts. Seek engines have a floor limit, but it doesn't have a ceiling. So if you define a plus $5,000 floor and the seek engine finds solutions with plus $4,999, it won't display them as found. The second seek engine is the Greeks engine. Let's choose it and see that Trador displays a Greeks parameter panel. Notice that on this engine, the floor definitions are disabled. I'll check the delta and the theta, which enables defining each low and high money limits. I want a low risk delta, so I'll define a low minus 100 to high plus 100. In percentage value, it has to be divided by 100, so it's a minus 1% to plus 1% delta. On the theta, I'll type values from 0 to plus 99999 to a positive theta value. And I'll activate the engine. 5 solutions were found, and Trador is focused on the first, displaying its position on the solutions table. Notice the delta and theta values that match our definitions. The parameters panel can be both dragged or hidden, and then can be displayed from the Show Parameters panel button on top. The third engine is the combined expiry and Greeks engine that are actually activated together so that they are seeking both for Greeks and for the profit-loss floor defined. So, I'll leave the delta and theta as before and leave the same defined floors and activate the engine. After the current seek range is done, we can see that the solutions found match either the Greeks or the floors as defined. The fourth engine is the time engine that switches Trador's mode to time view, which strongly supports creating and maintaining burnout positions. Definitions are made on the yellow parameters panel, such as the number of days to close the position and the rest of the Black-Scholes parameters, along with the profit-loss floor. So let's define a 5-day position with positive profit around the present index and activate the engine. After the solutions are displayed, we can of course see that each solution matches all floors defined. And we can examine each one by modifying the days, both back or forward. The insurance and hedging engines are mainly for trading index and currency assets. The purpose is to ensure the asset fund holding against loss by combining it with options. So I'll change to an index asset like S&P 500. Choose an insurance period of about 30 days. And focus on the insurance engine. Notice that Trador has filled all floors as positive for full insurance search. On the parameter panel, I'll type in the amount of my asset fund holdings. Let's say $150,000, and notice that the asset holding appears on the profit-loss table and on the graph. I'll activate the engine and see the results. The first solutions found appear to be good, all positive profits, and it's a full insurance, but with last market prices. So let's view it on bid-ask mode again. It's still a good solution, since the premium is about 1.5%. The next solution is even better, with a lower 1% insurance premium. The hedging engine is similar to the insurance engine, with the ability to define the maximum investment cost and premium percent we are willing to pay. So I'll define max investment cost of $8,500 and premium percent of 2.5% and activate the engine. We can see the current investment cost and also the premium we'll pay in case we decide to execute this position. I'll go back to the Amazon asset. The ratio engine enables defining two Greeks ratio. I'll define a delta-theta ratio of 0.25, which means a 4-to-1 ratio between theta and delta, with a deviation percentage of 5%. And also, the theta has to be a positive value, and delta can be either positive or negative value. Notice that the profit-loss floor definitions are disabled for this engine. Let's activate the engine. Notice that the ratio between the delta and the theta are actually as defined. The last engine is the combined expiry and ratio engine that are actually activated together, so that they are seeking both for Greeks ratio and for the profit-loss floors defined. So, I'll leave the delta and theta ratio as 0.25 and add a maximum loss exposure floor at index 260 of minus $7,000 and a positive floor at the current 230 index and activate the engine. On solutions found, notice the Greeks ratio and also the floors defined, and see that they match all definitions. In conclusion, Trador's innovative and unique engine algorithms enables creating and maintaining any position, maximizing profits and minimizing losses with just a click of the mouse.